Homestand finale, game 132 of the Shuckers season. We welcome you back inside the Biloxi Shuckers pregame show. And for the final time on the pregame show, we welcome in Community Development Manager David Blackwell for the Community Corner. David, appreciate the time. Happy Sunday and happy regular season home finale.
Always glad to be here for the last time in 2025. Ready to close it out with a win.
A lot of great stuff has happened here in 2025, but maybe one of the most impactful things that we've seen here at the ballpark is Keesler Appreciation Night. That was this Friday. How special of a night really was it for you to put it all together?
I still don't have the words to define what that night meant, not only to me personally, but just for the ball club, the Biloxi Shuckers, and Keesler Air Force Base itself. Being able to unofficially start our season with the Keesler Chiefs versus Eagles game in March, and then wrapping up the final Friday home game with Keesler Appreciation Night. Really cool tradition that we've started last year and going to carry it over into every year going forward.
How incredible was it as well to welcome in Colonel Chris Robinson from the base and to give him his first full experience of Keesler Federal Park, and especially for him as a baseball fan to give him that experience?
Yeah, made his Keesler Federal Park debut. His first time he's been here. First game he's got to sit back and enjoy. And, I think it was I think he was not only appreciative, very appreciative, but just kind of in awe of the embrace that we've been able to provide to the Air Force Base and to him and his family, being here for a few short months. And I know he's excited to get back here in March for Chiefs-Eagles to make his Chiefs-Eagles debut as well.
You talk about the groundwork that has been laid over the last couple of years, and the Shuckers' relationship with Keesler Air Force Base, with the Air Force, has grown in so many different ways. How much does that make nights like Friday even more special, knowing that the relationship has grown tenfold over the past couple of seasons?
No, I think that's what makes them possible. I mean, we could put a name on any night and call it whatever we wanted to, but it's only special when you get people involved that it matters to, right? And so, with the different units and squadrons that we're able to bring out displays and, exhibitions from what they do and kind of basically bringing a slight taste of the base over here to the ballpark, that's something that the leadership at Keesler has made very important as a priority. And so, we're doing our part to be able to assist in that. But our relationship with Keesler, I believe, is the best around. It's certainly important to me. We work really hard at it. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. And, I promised Colonel Billy Pope that we would make it bigger and better than it ever has been after he left. And I believe we took a step towards that direction on Friday night.
Last night was the final donation for the Shuckers during the season, that is, through the Heart of a Shucker Community Fund, and it was to Elijah's Closet and Casa of Southeast Mississippi. Tell us a bit about those groups.
Yeah, it was fun to have Elijah's Closet out. We've been working on that for over a year now, being able to plan that night out. Elijah's Closet is a small organization, but they're incredibly impactful in the foster care community here on the Gulf Coast, and they do a lot of work with several organizations, but the one that made the most sense for us was Casa of South Mississippi, and we were able to welcome Wynn Ellington as one of their Beacon ambassadors, and I think Casa had a large crowd out here as well, and they work with Elijah's Closet very often. So it made a lot of sense for us, and then that's only two pieces of the puzzle. Junior Auxiliary of Biloxi Ocean Springs has been our launch organization for our partnership with Junior Auxiliary going forward, and so we'll be working with all of the other local junior auxiliaries, but they're big supporters of Casa and Elijah's Closet as well, and so just made sense to kind of make that a three-headed monster, and really looking forward to what that's going to turn into going forward as well.
How incredible is it as well to not only help out, but to help keep a place like Elijah's Closet afloat? Nikki Williams joined us in the broadcast booth last night and talked about how the Shuckers donation is quite literally going to be able to keep the lights on for them.
Yeah, and I think it's heartbreaking, right? I wish we could do more. I think we're going to have to figure out, kind of go back to the drawing board to try to help figure out how to keep them working and keep that impactful, support that's going around. It's not that it's just keeping Elijah's Closet in operation. It's keeping families and kids in foster care, taken care of. That's the whole point. And, so we're going to sit down and have those conversations soon and figure out what that looks like, but really just try to help them garner the support they need, and hopefully they're around for a long time.
As the season comes to a close, the regular season that is, the Shuckers still hoping for at least 4 more wins in the playoffs to win the first title in franchise history. But how impactful has it been just to see the impact the players have made in the community this year, the relationships that the team has been able to create in the community this year, and it to all come together not only just on Saturday nights with the donations to the Heart of a Shucker Community Fund, but every night here at the ballpark?
Yeah, last year by far was our most meaningful, impactful from a donation standpoint. We really took a lot of momentum and moved it forward from a military standpoint, but from a relationship standpoint, this year has been just unfathomable. I mean, it's been incredible to be able to sit down and start really developing these relationships outside of just, hey, we'd like to make a donation to your organization. Working together in partnership, whether it's the Mardi Gras Cruise or, further military organizations or CASA or Junior Auxiliary or just whatever the case may be, really trying to find a way to bring multiple groups together for one common cause. That old phrase, rising tide floats all boats. That's kind of the mantra that we've adapted, and going forward, I can't wait to see what 2026 looks like. Next week, I'll be starting on, kind of putting those details in place. I've got some brainstorm that's already happening, but really trying to take all of that information and starting to very strategically put it all together and let us see some things that we've been working on for so long. This is my 3rd full season, and I was telling Hunter some of the things that have happened this year. If you'd have told me that these things would have been happening in year 3, I wouldn't have believed it. But I just think that that's a credit to all of our hard work, the hard effort that we've put in, the impactful relationships that we've been building out. They certainly play a huge part in that. And, I think we're well on our way to establishing the Biloxi Shuckers as a very important part of the Gulf Coast, Mississippi Gulf Coast specifically. So really looking forward to 26 and 27 and 28 and so forth. But, this year's been incredible. I can't wait to sit back and reflect here in a few days.
We've done about 30 of these over the past couple of years. Always great to have you over for the Community Corner. David, appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Let's do, 12 more next year? Go Shuckers.
We're back after this in the Shuckers Radio Network in Cruisin' WGCM.